Hey there, it's Kathy with Be Creative with Kathy, and today I'm gonna show you this pop-up card. Now, right now, this pop-up card is like the trend. Everybody's making the pop-up card, and I'm a video watcher, so I've been watching videos and seeing all the different people out there. So I don't even know who exactly I'm casing the card from, or who even originated the idea, but I wanted to show you. Well, my versions, I guess you'll say, of all the pop-up cards. I kind of went through this little walkabout to figure out what I wanted to do with the pop-up card and what I liked about the pop-up card. So let me show you how I started. So this was my first card, like this. And the pop-up card, when you open it up, it pops up like that. And then it can sit on your desk or on your table, or whoever gets it, I guess. And it's a really cute pop-up card, right? So this one, like I said, was my first one. It was my first try. I used the Dino Days stamp set with the coordinating, I think these are called, just Dino dies. And I thought it turned out really cute. I didn't even use the dies to stamp, I didn't even use the stamp set to stamp the dinosaur. I just used the die set and cut out those two little pieces. And then, of course, I added those little, can you see his little googly eyes on there? Which makes him really cute. And then I wanted to make sure that, because these are both on the retirement list and will be available just through this catalog, which ends May 3rd. So I wanted to make sure these are both still available, and come to find out the dies are on a discount. They're only $14 for the dies. Now that's in the US, and that's a really good price. So you can get the bundle right now of the Dino Days for just $35. Like I said, I thought that was a pretty good deal, so yay, I'm glad I looked that one up and can share that with you. But that's my first card, and like I said, look how cute with that stamp set with the little palm tree in there and the little footprints and the googly eyes. Oh, well, I thought I was really happy with that one. So then I thought, well, I've been wanting to play with that Pampered Pets designer series paper, and look how cute this card came out, because I love this designer series paper. Let me just show you a couple of them. Couple of the patterns, but it has the cute little dogs. Look, and some of the, I think the die cuts out this dog, maybe it's just the one dog, but it's really cute paper that I barely have played with at all. Even look at the little cats on there. And then there's the cute cat paper that's like the dog bowl. Where's that paper? Let me show you that one real quick, because I love that one too. So I want to make a cat one next. There it is. Look how cute the little kitty paper is. But anyway, so I used the, I don't know where to put my paper. I used the designer series paper here in the stamp set. These are those little resin hearts that's in the mini catalog right now. And I thought those were really cute. But look how cute the inside of that one is. Like I said, I used the dies. This is what the dies look like. And this is the stamp set. And I used the dies to cut out this little dog out of the designer series paper. This is also one of the dies. Look how cute puts that little footprints. And I just cut that out and put that on there. But I thought this one turned out really cute. I love the inside of this one. And this happy birthday is from the Hey Birthday Chicks stamp set. But just so you know, both of these, I'm excited to say, both of these are carrying forward into the next catalog. However, they will not be a bundle anymore. So if these are on your wish list, make sure you get them now so you save the 10%, and get them as a bundle. The designer series paper is not carrying over. It's on the retired list. It's still available, but only while supplies last, or till May 3rd. But that was the second of my cards that I made. And then it dawned on me, so this circle here, right, that I cut it out with, is these stitched shape dies, which I absolutely love. I think every crafter, paper crafter, doing your kids' projects, whatever, needs these dies. And these dies, I'm sad to say, are on the retiring list. And then the circle, or the oval on the inside, I use the layering oval dies, which is another thing on the retired list. So if you don't have these, I recommend you get these now, because I use them all the time. Love both of these. And the squares. There's a layering squares that goes with the stitch square in the stitch shape dies. But anyway, so then I thought, well, I'm going to check out and see if other shapes here in the center of my card will work for the pop-up card too. And this is what I came up with. I thought of hippos. Because the hippo dies, look, it has 3 like layering die sets in the die set. And this is called Hippo and Friends. And then of course you gotta love the cute little hippo happiness stamp set that goes with it. And look at, this is what I came up with that. Now tell me that's not adorable. That little hippo, that cute little bow. And then when you pop this one up, I put all those little animals on the inside like that. And I thought that is adorable. But it's a little bit of work. Took me quite a while to get all the little animals stamped and cut out. And I don't know if you know this about me, but I am like a fast, simple stamper. So I wanted to find something a little bit easier rather than the, oh, and I tell you, this is the Playing with Patterns Designer Series paper. But anyway, so I decided something a little bit easier. Now we're going to hang on to those because we're going to need them. Then all those little animals, and I came up with this card. So this card here uses the Butterfly Gala and I think this is called the Butterfly Duet or Duet Butterfly Punch. Anyway, and so that's what I came up with this card. Look how cute this is with that cute butterfly on there. And I love this shape of this dies, these layering dies right here, especially because it stitches on both sides. So I don't know if you can see it or not, but see how, oh yeah, that's a good shot. Look at the stitching on both sides. I thought that was really pretty. And then of course it pops up just the same. It doesn't seem to get hung up by using the different shape or anything. I think it turned out really nice. And then of course these both of these items are on the retired list. I wanted to make sure that they were still available. So I went and looked, and sure enough they are available, and the punch is on sale for $7.20. So believe it or not, you could get this bundle right now for $28.20. Of course, that's in the US, just so you know. So then I thought, well, I want to try some more of these layering dies on the front of my pop-up card. So then I wanted to try these dies right here, and I came up with this card. Whoops, let me get this so it lays down. Kind of got them cattywampus. There we go. And I think this one might be my favorite. In fact, this is the one after I'm done chatting forever. This is the one that I'm going to show you how I made it today. But look how cute. Now, the one thing I did wrong with this is I let this butterfly wing hang off the edge here. You can have stuff hang off the top, but not the bottom or the sides. So when you open it, it's fine. But when you try to close it, that little butterfly wing, it's in the way. So we'll make sure we fix that today when we make our card. But look how cute that card is. And this happy birthday down here is from the Sweet Ice Cream stamp set, and I love this happy birthday. I use it all the time. I like the font, I like the size, it's just my kind of thing. Anyway, so we'll set that aside. So let me show you how I made this card. And did I say we're going to make this card, it's going to be a little bit different colors. I'm going to use that Playing with Patterns Designer Series paper. You want me to show you that real quick? I don't have much of it left. Oh, here it is. But it's just fun paper that doesn't really, I mean, it doesn't have shapes or flowers or anything. It just has patterns that makes it really fun to use for backgrounds. Whoops, look, it's all a mess because I used it all. Anyway, I love this Designer Series paper, and this is on the retired list too. So if this is something you want, you make sure you get it now, although it is still available. So I was happy to see that. So this is the pattern we're going to use right here. And I'm going to go ahead and cut this down to size. So this comes, of course, 6 by 6, and I want it to be the front of my card, which is 5 1/4 by 4. So I'm going to cut this down, and I don't want this, I'm trying to think what color that's called. Oh, well, I lost it. Calypso Coral, there we go. I don't want that in my card, so I'm going to cut that part down there off. So here it is at 4. I'm going to slice that down and then cut it at 5 1/4. And now I have the perfect piece for my card front right here. We don't need those, okay? Then I do have a piece, this is gonna do our mechanism, and I need to score it. So while I have my paper trimmer out, I'm gonna go ahead and score my paper. I have a scrap here. Now, Dawn Griffith, I think that is who I finally decided to use her measurements. And now whether everybody's using all the measurements, the same measurements or not, I don't know. But they worked for me, and so that's what I'm gonna use. And this piece is 3 inches and 4 inch, 3 by 4. Well, I should say Dawn's was 3 by 4. I'm just using a scrap. So look, mine is almost 3 inches. It doesn't really matter, it just has to be close. But then I'm gonna go here and I'm gonna score it at, well, I'll score it this way. I'm gonna score at 1 inch. And this is along the 4 inch side, I hope. Let's check that too. Yeah, this is along the 4 inch side, because I'm gonna score it at 1 inch. And then I'm gonna score it at 2 inches. And then I'm gonna score it at 3 inches. So really it makes 4 1-inch sections on here. I don't know if you can see the score marks, but that's all right. And then this piece here, and these are making, like I said, the mechanisms. This is 3/4 inch by 2 1/4, and I'm gonna score that at 1 1/4. So not quite in the center. And now I think I have all my pieces, because I've already cut my card base. These are just Night of Navy, and this of course is 5 1/2 by 8 1/2, and then I've scored it down the middle at 4 1/4, and we'll just fold that over and get a nice crisp fold there. And that's going to be our card base. So let's go ahead and attach the Designer Series paper to the front of our card, and I'm only going to put tape on the outside, because when I cut that hole in the center, I'm going to use some of that cardstock again, and I don't want it to stick to the Designer Series paper. So just a little bit of tape around the edges. And let me see, do I want that piece up? No, I want the yellow down. So I'm going to lay it on my card base just like that. And now look, it's a pretty card already. Okay, get those dies. Let me grab the 2 dies that I need to layer. So I'm going to use the large die to cut the hole in the front, and then the second to largest die, somewhere, here it is, I've already cut a piece of just basic white, and that'll be the piece that we layer on the front. And I did that ahead of time just to save a little bit of time on the video. But let's move everything out of the way, bring in the die cut machine. And I needed to use the standard die cut machine because we're going to lay the whole card base in there. And I'm going to start with, of course, platform, which is number 1. And then the die adapter plate, which is number 2. And then my cutting plate that I've used on the bottom, so it's pretty tore up and cut up. And then I'm going to lay my card base right here and that die, and I'm going to try to get it centered. Now, I'm not really a perfectionist. I'm going to just do the best I can. That looks pretty good. And then, of course, that cutting pad on the top, and then just run that through my die cut machine. Try not to slam those doors shut. Okay, so now we have and you can see my Designer Series paper, are 2 pieces right here. So we don't need this piece for this project. I'll save this for another project. But this is the piece we're going to lay back in the center there. And let me put this way before I lose it. And that, anyway, this is going to be, yikes, the pop-up part of our card. Okay, let's lay this down. So now it's time to do some stamping. Let's bring in this piece, and this is just a piece of basic white that's 4 1/4 by 5, perfect for the inside of our card. And let's see, I'm going to bring in my Pierce mat, because I'm going to use photopolymer, and I'm going to stamp on here so it gets a little bit more cushion. And mount up all of our stamps. So for this one, I think, look, you can tell how much I have loved this stamp set. I've had it for quite a while, and I have a confession here. So I've even lost this itty bitty stamp right here. I have no idea where it went, but I lost the antennas of my butterfly, which is a bummer, but That's okay, I'll show you how I can fix that. Anyway, I decide I'm gonna use this stamp here, the double butterfly. I'm gonna use the words that say something along the line that good things in life are better because of you. So I'll put that on a block. Ooh, that block's dirty. I'm also going to use, I hope I have enough blocks here, we'll see. There's the big antlers, no antlers, antennas. Antlers are for reindeer, Kathy. And then there's two little pieces like this that are the bodies of the butterflies. So let's put those on the block. And then I think the last one we need are the, oh no, not the last one, we need the big wings, or the wings of the large butterfly. Oh, and you know, we don't need the small wings, or the, I'll show you. I think that's all we need. If not, we'll get out more. Oh no, we need our happy birthday. So let's get that stamped too. Right here, the happy birthday. Okay, now I think I have all my stamps. Should have done that ahead of time. So just black Memento ink. Oh, I just stamped all over my table. I'm going to, on a scrap, I'm going to stamp those butterflies. On my scrap paper right there. Look how pretty that turned out. And then on the inside with that same black Memento ink, I'm going to ink up my happy birthday. And then just stamp that down here in the left-hand corner. Make sure I got it right. Ooh, nice, there we go. And then let's stamp the rest of our butterfly. So because there is Coastal Cabana in my designer series paper, I'm going to stamp the bottom part of the butterfly right here with the Coastal Cabana. Line that up. And then I think you saw that there's a stamp for this part of the butterfly. However, I want to use another color in the designer series paper. This is Purple Posy, and I don't have the Purple Posy stamp set, or stamp pad. There was some issues with it, and we never, Stampin' Up! Never got it out, but I do have the Purple Posy blends. So I'm going to just use the blends and color the top part of my butterfly here a little bit, and I am going to blend in some darker colors. So I'm going to just put a layer down of that light Purple Posy. And then I think I'm going to go ahead and do my little butterfly in the Purple Posy too. Just because I didn't get those stamps out, I'll just color them up here. And then maybe a little bit with the light and do some shadowing here. I think I had it backwards. I think it's with the dark I'm going to do the shadowing, but you get the drift. I'm going to just color up my butterfly here. And I'm not doing a very good job, but I think it's going to work out just fine. Okay, so it looks like that. Now you notice that I haven't used my little butterfly bodies yet, and I'll show you why. Because now when I punch out my butterflies here, get them out. I think that looks pretty good. It's easier, at least for me, and let me get rid of this paper because it's easier when it's dark, to stamp that black body part now that I can see where I want it after it's been punched out. So there's a big body here for the big butterfly, and I'm going to hover till I see where he goes and stamp him down, and look how cute that is. And then the little body of the butterfly right there. And then now we have sorry, excuse me, our butterfly bodies exactly where we want them. Yay. Okay, let's put all that stuff away. And I think, oh no, I forgot to stamp this right here. Doggone it. Bring in those words. And now, remember when I told you that my butterfly wing hung off the edge here? I'm going to make sure I stamp my words just as far as I can to the right so that my butterfly won't hang off that tag. And I'll show you. Hopefully, it'll work this time and won't hang off. So I'm going to stamp him all the way to the right. Yeah, ooh, that turned out nice too. Must be a good stamping day. All right, now we have all of our pieces and parts. Let's go ahead and fold on those score lines and get ready to put our mechanism into our card for our pop-up. And this one, we'll fold this one too. Oh, I know, you know, we need to put this in first because we're gonna glue the mechanism on top. So let's throw the inside of our card just right here like that. Okay, so now our mechanism is this piece. We're gonna fold it in half. I'm gonna kind of fold on those score lines a little bit more, get it nice and flexible, I think the word is I'm looking for. And then with some liquid glue, you could also use tear and tape, you could use Seal It Plus, but you need a strong adhesive just on that last rectangle right here. So I'm gonna use liquid glue and just cover that whole last rectangle before the score line. So it looks like that. And then I'm gonna flip it over and I'm gonna lay it right by this score line here and close my card to make sure that it's lined up even, so it's centered here and yet all the way here. But I want to make sure my card will close so it looks like that. And then see how this has the 3 pieces. I hope you can see with that dark paper, but I think you can. We're only going to glue down that last rectangle of the score line. Okay, then we're going to fold this over, right? So it's in half again, and then I'm going to put a little bit of glue toward the bottom here, or toward the top. I guess that's the top of this paper, and then just a little bit here so I know it doesn't go over the score line. I don't think, I'll show you what I mean. I don't want any glue where the paper's not going to touch. If I put this down and see how there's the score line here, I don't want any glue there, but I want it at the edge. So I hope that makes sense. So that's how I put it down. A little bit of glue up here, and there's no glue right here to get sticky. Okay, so there's the first part of our mechanism. It looks like that. And then with this little piece, now remember I said it's not scored in half, so it has the long side and the short side. We're going to put some adhesive on the long side, and I'm going to hold the score line and put adhesive here. I don't want any at the very end, so this way my finger will keep it. And I'm going to put glue in the center so it looks kind of like that. Now I've kind of avoided this end in case it hangs off. Although, you know what, I've made a bunch of these and didn't really worry about it, and it all worked out just fine. But I'm going to take that piece and I've put it up against, let me hold it up so you can see. I put it up against that hole that's in our designer series paper. I guess that's what you call it, a hole or that. And then glue that down good. So then it has that flap, right, that sticks up that looks like that. And it's glued down here. Now this is what we're going to put that cardstock on, reattach it like this back onto there. So I'm going to put some glue on here. And then I'm going to lay this back down. And that's what I like about the liquid glue, is if I need to move it around, but lay it so it's right back into that hole that we just cut out. Oh, let me see, did it stay in there? Yeah, just like that. So there's our pop-up part. Is that not adorable? And I love this shape in the front of the card. Okay, so let's go ahead and take, I think we're done with the, no, we're not done with the liquid glue. Put that away. I'm going to go ahead and put this on with dimensionals. Now on the last of my cards, I didn't use dimensionals, and I want to see how the dimensionals look on the back of this piece. I laid all the other ones flat, but I'm going to give this one a little bit of dimension and see if the pop-up part still works. If not, we'll pull it off and move the dimensionals and start over. And then just center this piece right there on the top of that one. Yep, it's going to work just fine. Looky there how pretty that is. And then with my butterfly here, I'm going to hold his body and just kind of curl his wings a little bit, because now his body will be flat like the cardstock I'm going to glue him on, and his wings will have just a little bit of a curl to them. But I'm going to lay him here like this. And you know what? I should have done this before I put him on my card. I wasn't thinking, because he needs those antennas, which fell off my block. And I'm going to ink those up and guess about where he's going to be and stamp those down. Oh, but look, it turned out just fine. And lay that. Now I'm going to put a little bit of liquid glue on the back of my butterfly here where it's flat. And a little bit goes a long way. And then lay him down right there. And now look, his wing's not hanging over the edge, so we should be okay when we open. Yep, and close our card. And look how cute that is. Okay, now let's put this little butterfly in there. I'm going to lay him on the inside. Right here. And then remember, I told you I lost the little stamp that stamps his antennas, but I just have a basic black marker here, a Stampin' Right marker, and I'm going to just draw his little antennas on there. This one's a little bit too short. Put a little dot at the end, and there, I think that's good enough. Might not be perfect, but then look here, as you notice, there's a little bit of white right here, so I'm going to just fix that little bit of white and make sure his antennas are attached to his head. Now we need to bling it up just a little bit, so I'm going to use Wink of Stella, and I'm going to just color. Now Wink of Stella just gives it a pretty shimmer. I don't know if you can see it on camera, but boy, live, that little Wink of Stella makes the butterfly really pop and really pretty. Let me get the bottom down here too. And then I'm going to get this little guy inside here. Okay, looks like that. Then one last thing I'm going to do to my butterfly, and you might have to, let me get this on, put a little bit more, there we go. So he lays flat, right? So if you notice here on my card, my little butterfly here, I just took our fine tip glue pen, right, and put some glue on there and let it dry, and it gives it that nice clear coating. But I don't know if you're like me, my fine tip glue pen and I do not get along. Now I love the glue that's inside, but I absolutely hate this tip. Mine is always clogged and we fight and argue. So I just found, I bought this little bottle, I think I got it at Joann's, and last November I did an experiment. I put the glue from this container into here, and look, it still works. Oh my, did you see that? It comes flying out. Now that's the difference. This tip isn't as fine, so the glue comes out a lot faster. You have to be careful. But even after November, everything's still fine. My tip still works. It's not clogged. And so if you struggle with the fine tip glue pen, I suggest you try just putting in a little bit different bottle. Because like I said, I love the glue. I love how it gives it that nice sheen on there, kind of that 3D effect, but I hate the fine tip glue pen container. But this one seems to work just fine. All right, so there's my card for today. I hope you'll give the pop-up card a try. Let me know what you think. Oh, let me tuck this wing back in there. That's my trouble wing guy. This guy needs to dry. And bring in some of those other cards. Whoops, too high. Get it back on camera. And then I guess I can't find my other cards. I told them they're all over my desk and buried. Here we go. There's some more right there. So thanks for watching. I hope you like my videos. I hope you'll like my page and share. And I'll see you back here Monday about 1:30. See you then. Bye-bye.